There are plenty of smartphones out there, but they usually cost a lot. I came across the Oukitel C3. It is a $50 phone that has an HD display, Android 6.0, decent design, and I will leave a product link down below in case you want to check it out. This is Linus, stay tuned. The phone ships with all the usual stuff, and you should not expect any extras to come with the device. When it comes to the design, there is nothing spectacular going on here. We don't have any premium materials like metal, but the phone is well built and it is comfortable to hold in the hand. The 5-inch 720p display is not the best I've seen, but it is really good for the phone that's cheap. My advice would be to remove that cheap pre-installed screen protector which distorts the view. We have just 2-megapixel selfie shooter and non-backlit capacitive keys. You have to know that there is no notification LED light and the buttons feel kind of cheap. The backplate, which has a vinyl-like finish, is very nice to the touch and it does not attract any fingerprints. Also, it can be easily removed. Underneath it, you can find 2 SIM card slots and the micro SD card slot. As far as optics, we have an 8-megapixels camera and a single LED flash. The loudspeaker sits on the back. You can't expect high-end sound quality out of it, but I would say this is the best speaker on a $50 phone I've tested. Overall, Oukitel C3 does not look or feel expensive or anything, but it is well made, it looks decent, and it does not seem to break anytime soon. For $50, you're getting a quad-core MTK 6580 CPU with the clock speeds of up to 1.3 GHz, 1GB of RAM, and 8GB of expandable storage. While the spec sheet will definitely not blow your socks off, you can still enjoy some 3D games. Asphalt 8 runs fine on medium graphics with just a few skipped frames but no lag. The phone ships with Android 6.0 out of the box, and we have some redesigned icons and added features by Oukitel. For example, there are plenty of gesture and motion controls, and as usual, I use only a couple of them, but they work fine. Most importantly, the phone runs fast and fluid most of the time. Well, I had a little bit of stutter a couple of times, but nothing major. You can't expect any stellar results from the camera on the phone this cheap. In short, the image quality is not impressive, but some of the shots may be usable for social media. As for connectivity, the GPS is not the most accurate I've tested, but it is still usable. Also, the Wi-Fi works fine and the call quality is decent. The phone sports a 2000 mAh battery and it performs on the average. 3 hours of screen on time was the most I could get out of this phone on a moderate use. So, there we have it, a $50 phone, Oukitel C3. This phone is designed for those who live on a very tight budget or for those who just want a super cheap phone. Sure, you can't expect anything spectacular out of this phone. Well, cheap is cheap, but Oukitel C3 is one of the best $50 phones on the market. It has a decent design and display, a pretty good overall performance, and some extra features in the user interface. Obviously, both cameras do not impress and the battery life could be a little bit better. At the end of the day, Oukitel C3 is not going to be your next flagship killer, but it is well worth a $50 price tag, despite a few shortcomings. It was Linus, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions about the device, please drop me a comment down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. As always, see you in the next video soon.